Hello, what is the best time to update my watch list? Well, to create your watch list of stocks to swing trade during the year, you can start choosing those stocks maybe around October, you know. Again, depend on the process that I go through, working on it a little bit at a time. You can start working on it October, November, just like around October, you can start and a little by little work, you know, get it ready for the new year. Especially if you have a big list of stocks that, you are analyzing and you don't have time to do it all at once. You are doing it when you have time. You can just start early so that you have time to get it ready for by beginning of January. And who knows, as you are getting it ready, you can start finding stocks that are available, position where you want to buy them for you to buy them. For instance, again, I was doing this because I wanted to do it to be ready, and but at the same time I like to record a video to show how I'm choosing those stocks for my watch list for the new year 2026. I pretty much did a little at a little every day and did a recording from it. So again, depend on how many stocks I have on the watch list. I just see how by the time the year is over, how many I can do every day to go through the list and not make it overwhelming either for you and me. And I just did it like that. But when you are not creating content with it, you are doing it on your own. Maybe during the weekend you can start an hour or two and go through multiple of the. So that is when you are creating a watch list of stocks for the year. So that is how I was able to create this list. So for creating a watch list for the week will consist of analyzing those stocks that you choose to create a watch list for the year, to analyze them. So you do that during the weekend. And the way I like to do it is, if I find a stock that is set for purchasing during the week, I can just turn it red. So I'll analyze the stocks and then flag red the one that are ready for purchasing. So during that will be the watch list of the week. It's not another watch list I'm going to create. I'm just going to change the color of those so that it's easy for me to see. So during the week, when I will place an order, I'll just go through the list to see the stocks that are put red, and I will analyze them to see what I saw during the weekend, and I say this stock is ready to purchase. If it's really ready, if I'm still seeing it, if it's ready for me to purchase it and quickly go to the next. It's all about seeing what that stock is doing at that moment that I'm going to place an order. And the one that I purchase, I like to put an arrow right on that day because I trade on maximum daily chart. I will just put an arrow on the bar of the day that I placed the order, hoping it went through. So, and then I will just highlight the stocks. So those stocks highlighted does show that there are stocks that are purchased that I have in my portfolio. And I use green for some that I purchased this year, but most of those green were purchased in 2025, or even some from 2024 as well. And I think I'll start using different color for the one that I purchased this year, but I purchased some this week that I use that green for. I just wanted to see which are the stocks that I purchased um, I brought into 2026 in my portfolio. So, but that is just the way that is how I create those lists and how often I update it. So the master list for 2026, I'm not going to update it until toward the end of 2026, because the list for 2025 is what I traded from, and it was like 79 to 80 stocks from the list. And toward the end of 2025, I start analyzing stocks for 2026, and the one that I set for purchasing right at that moment, I copy and paste them here. And as I was purchasing them, I was highlighting them as well. And the ones that were ready for me to purchase, I have those color, red and blue. Blue just mean yes, buy it now. Like, I will go through all the red, and then I will see, okay, out of them, all of them, yes, I can buy, but I don't have money to buy them all. So which one I want to buy out of them, and change the color for it so that I can just look at that color, copy that symbol, and go place the order for it. So that is pretty much the process that I went through. So I like to update the watch list once a year toward the end of the year. But again, your process could be different. And this master list that I created, though, is almost the whole master list that I analyzed. I was more flexible and just pick a good amount of, I just, some that slow grower, I create investment list of those. And the one that I'm going to switch trade both, but the one that are quick growers that I like, they are the longer list of about 203. Now the list is decreasing because I'm moving some from this area to this area. As I keep analyzing them, some of them I feel like they should be in this investment list because of the growth that I'm seeing in the history of that chart. But the way I have a big list of it, which is almost the master list, and because I'm choosing to analyze them during the weekend, and I went wider with that list, because with 80 stocks that I used last year using long option long swing trading strategy, I felt like the available stocks to swing trade from was just too small of a pool, since I was holding on to the stocks for months, contrary to 2024 when I have about 60 stocks in the list, and I traded them almost every few days to a few weeks, 65 stocks. So I have a good pool because I didn't buy stocks that I have in the portfolio. So I have a good fresh pool to buy from. As I sell a stock, I remove the highlights. So I have available stocks now already purchased to keep analyzing and keep buying. But in 2025, as I was buying and holding on to those stocks for longer, buying a low and selling a high, the pool of available stocks became smaller because I have stocks that were still growing. Because when they reach all top, they take time to come back down. Some takes about a year to come back down to where I will buy it. So I found like with the long option on swing trading strategy that I used in 2025, contrary to short uptrend and swing trading strategy that I use in 2024, having a bigger pool of stocks might be the way to go. Additionally, I didn't analyze the stocks on a daily basis the way I did it in 2024 throughout the year. So therefore, thinking about analyzing those stocks on a weekend basis made it allowable for me to go with a larger list. So with this large list, which is almost my entire large cap master list, I may not have to update it again at the end of 2026. It might just be the list of stocks to swing trade from when it comes to large cap growth stocks. And yes, but it will make sense to pull those large cap stocks again to see stocks that I didn't allow in my watch list because of maybe they were young. Based on the criteria that I used, they were young, and but they met that requirement, and it was the only requirement that kept them from my list to add them back to it, if that makes sense, because I used stocks that went public for at least 15 years. So, and that, for instance, that kept Tesla from my list for the past 2 years, and this year I added to it thanks to you that asked me to review Tesla, if that's a stocks I will swing trade. And yes, that's a stocks I will swing trade. And that's a stocks that the only thing that kept it from my watch list was it was too young. So, and I pulled my master list early 2024, late 2023. And I think it didn't really meet that 15 years to cutoff that I used to, to filter stocks for my watch list. So, and I'm sure there'll be some good stocks that didn't make it to my watch list because of that. So it's good once a year to pull, the list of all large cap stocks, to go through them to see what are, stocks that I will add it to the list. And there could be some stocks that were mid cap or small cap that grew to reach large cap market capitalization. The market capitalization is based on the value of the company. As the company is growing, it could shift from mid cap to large cap, just like a small cap stock can shift from small cap to mid cap and so forth. So it's good to keep, those are living things, those are companies producing things, selling things, people are working there. So those companies are living entities. So they go through um, um, changes. So it's good to once a year to pull that market capitalization of stocks to see what stocks are there that you don't have on your watch list that you like to add to it, because again, they are good stocks that you will want to swing trade. And with long uptrend and swing trading strategy, which is a little bit more flexible because you don't trade often, I think it's okay to have a long list. I had to say though, I'm not very consistent at analyzing those stocks on a weekend basis, and I like to get to that. But yes, and that is how I'm doing it. Based on the strategy you are using to swing trade, the way you update your watch list could be different. When I was trying to learn swing trading strategy, I learned some create a watch list for the week, and I did that in 2024 until I noticed that, oh, you know what, I can just create, because I was not consistent with it, and I can just take time and create a watch list of those stocks that I can swing trade from, instead of going through a long list, my master list of stocks every weekend to see stocks from it that are good for me to trade during the week. and make a list of those. And sometimes I will find more than I can buy during the week. And then during the weekend, I'll do it again. And I say, no, it's now really sustainable practice for me and my schedule and my obligations. That is how I created the list of stocks that I can analyze every day and just stick with it and use it for 2024, and then went back to the master list, analyzed them again to create 2025 list from 65, because there are some stocks I say no, I'm not going to trade those stocks. So in 2025, the one that I say yes, I'm going to trade, I copy them to 2025. I analyze I pretty much flag those stocks that I'm going to trade them, and then I analyze the list again to see which one I'm going to add to it. And that's how I created 2025 list of 7980 stocks. And is a learning process for me, and keep tweaking, keep finding what will work with my personality, my obligations, and my time, that I can be consistent with that routine. I'm more of a routine type person. So if I don't set the routine, I'm not consistent with it. And when I fall off of that routine, it's hard to get back on it. So and that's why I wanted to pretty much have a time that I will be analyzing stocks on a weekend so that I can go through the list. And sometimes when I don't have money to in the account to buy stocks, I just don't do the analysis. But I think it's good to do the analysis regardless. So, and what that happens is when I sell a stock and I have money, I just don't buy anything, because I don't like to buy something if I didn't do my analysis to flag those stocks that I think is good to buy. So doing those analysis during the weekend when I can relax and do it, I just have to put that in my schedule. It is in my schedule and I need to follow through it. So you see, I'm not perfect. I'm learning and I'm sharing how I'm doing it with you. So it's okay if you feel like you don't have time for it. You just have to keep doing it to see what works for you, and go with that. But so far, that is how I'm doing it, and it could change as I continue doing it. So I just know that the watch list is going to evolve. It's not set on stone. Just keep that in mind. So thank you so much for watching, and that is just one stock, one market capitalization watch list. And then you have mid cap, you have small cap that you'll work on as well. But that is pretty much how I update the list. I like to pretty much update it for the year, toward the end of the previous year, getting ready for the new year, and during the weekend review the list to see the stocks that are ready to buy and flag them, and then analyze just those during the week. Because during the week, to buy stocks where I'm going to buy, I don't have time to go through the whole list, but only the one that I read. So today we are going to analyze JPM to see if I will buy, if it's ready for me to buy. And today is January 31st 2026. Using Uptrend swing trading strategy and maximum daily chart, JPM. Well, JPM is not ready for us to buy yet. It is coming from the mountain top, so therefore it's not ready for us to buy. We like to buy around the valley line. It touched base with the valley line in 2025 and reach all-time highs in 2026. So that is an example of stocks that I like to swing trade, even if it's going to be 2 years going there, but 1 year going there is good too. So you can see in 2023 to 2025, and then it came back down. It didn't even take a year to come back down, and from there it went again. So that makes me think there is a chance it could come a little bit lower though, because this growth is so quick that it could still be is climbing the mountain, that there is a chance it might come down here. But next time is here, we might buy some. If it comes down here, we'll be negative in it for the time being, but we might buy some more here, and we will learn from it that this is now the valley. This is, but again, we missed this entry point because I was not entirely sure if this will be the valley or this. But again, from here it went up. So, and I don't know if it's done going up or if it's just resting to go back up. So, well, we are going to be waiting for it here. We like to buy around the valley line and sell it after it reach all-time highest peak. So, and you can see that when it reached, for instance, from here, when it reached all-time highest peak here, it continued for a while before. So therefore, when it surpassed the tallest peak, we are not going to sell it right away. We might hold on to it for a few more months before we sell it to accumulate a little bit more profits. But again, we just had to keep observing it to see. This is 282 and this is 337. Is enough of gap to work that we can build in a little bit more profit there as well. We have the date on the x-axis from the past to the present, and the price on the y-axis from $0 up. And that is how we do our chart analysis. And I won't buy JPM just yet because of long upturn and swing trading strategy that I'm using. I would prefer to buy at the valley line, and the price is not there yet. And last time the market opened, it closed on green. The price at the end of the day was higher than the price in the morning when the markets opened. Regardless, it's not where we want to buy yet. So thank you so much for watching. We thank you very much for your time. Thank you for all your comments, and we thank you very much for subscribing to our channel. I'm Afiavi Liberman, Rosa Liberman Consulting LLC YouTube channel, and in soap.com, our blog. On our channel and on our blog, we share different ways to save money and different ways to make money to reach your financial independence, where you do not depend on an employer to provide for your family. And swing trading is one way to make money. Just start small and grow your account from there. For more videos in this series, please check the playlist in the description of this video, how to start swing trading step by step using long uptrend lines. And we do have other swing trading related videos as well that you can find the playlist in the description of this video. Thank you for your time. Happy swing trading.